Welcome to Business Middle East. This week we look at repercussions of the European Central Bank meeting, and Abu Dhabi starts a new challenge. Although the ECB maintained its policy unchanged, that's what gave European equities a positive boost. Mario Draghi's remarks sent a sign to investors that perhaps there is an increase in the European stimulus programme in December. Well, those signs pushed the euro down. We saw the biggest drop in one day against the dollar in 9 months. Before we start the discussion, here's the story.
أكبر هبوط ليوم واحد أمام الدولار منذ 9 أشهر. قبل البدء بالنقاش لنتابع التقرير التالي ونعود.
As widely expected, the ECB left the current policy unchanged. During a meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central European in Malta, European Central Bank President Mario Draghi noted that the current stimulus package might need to be re-examined in December and discuss the reduction of the interest rate on deposit.
Further lowering of the deposit facility rate was indeed discussed, and it's one of the instruments of monetary policy that I referred to when I said all instruments have been discussed.
The euro suffered significant losses against the dollar after Draghi's statement and the interest rate cut in China to deliver the largest daily decline in 9 months. The euro sank to 2.83% till Friday. Global equities rallied on the backs of hopes of new cheap money coming into the eurozone. DAX in Germany rallied on Thursday and Friday about 5.69%, and CAC 40 gained 5.32%. To gain further insight, joining us every week is Noor Eldin Al-Hamari, Chief Market Strategist at ADS Securities in Abu Dhabi. Mario Draghi's last statement gave a positive boost to markets in Europe at the end of last week. Could this continue? And what about China's interest rate cut?
As always, the market reacted only to the expectations for further stimulus measures by the European Central Bank, regardless of what these measures are, whether by cutting the deposit rate or by increasing QE monthly purchases. The most important point here is that the ECB did not take any decision last week, meaning the markets are pricing in future estimates and did not react to facts. This is what makes us concerned regarding the latest rally in the global equities, especially that Q3 earnings are not good enough and Q4 earnings estimates are also lower than before. As for the People's Bank of China, the intervention boosted Asian equities, especially the Chinese indices, which added around 1% at the beginning of the week.
After the significant decline we saw for the euro, what's your forecast? Is there any impact on the trends of currency trading in the Middle East?
Here in the Middle East, we noticed a significant increase in euro volumes during the ECB decision, especially during the ECB press conference. We noticed a heavy selling volume once Mario Draghi hinted at a possible deposit rate cut. However, we would like to point out what happened at last week's meeting might be the same as what happened in the September meeting. Back then, the ECB hinted at possible measures in the coming meetings. The euro fell at the beginning before it recovered again. However, and most importantly, we'll be waiting for many economic releases from the US this week, including the Federal Reserve meeting, which is likely to help the US dollar. So the euro may stabilize again.
A new global market in the heart of Abu Dhabi has opened to investors. This project is part of the government's plan to diversify its economic institutions away from the oil sector and to take advantage of its strategic location, which could fill a gap in the global trading day between Tokyo and London. Euronews correspondent Rita Del Prete headed to Abu Dhabi for a business snapshot. Let's take a look. Officially open for business, announced the new Abu Dhabi global market last Wednesday to start receiving financial institutions or individuals applying for the appropriate financial services licenses. The idea of the project is a free trade zone with independent management and judicial system and a special tax system to attract banks and companies from around the world. ADGM is focusing initially on wealth management and banking assets and management activities. Abu Dhabi has appointed big names. Ahmed Ali Al Sayegh will be chairman. Lord David Hope will be the president of Abu Dhabi's global market courts, and Richard Teng, the former chief regulatory officer at the Singapore Exchange, will be chief executive of the new regulator. The centre is on El Maria Island, about 130 kilometres from the Dubai International Financial Centre, which competes with the new ADGM. The new Abu Dhabi global market now faces the challenge of defining its identity compared to their competitor, the Dubai International Finance Centre. However, Chairman Ahmed Al Sayegh believes there's room for two financial centres complementing each other, like the Asian financial poles of Singapore and Hong Kong.
Rita Del Prete, Euronews, Abu Dhabi.
That's all for now. Share your thoughts with us via Euronews social media using #BusinessMiddleEast. Thanks for watching. Have a nice week.